pomp and circumstance right now, everybody. Here we go.
Welcome to the 128th commencement of the University of Idaho. Now entering are the faculty of the university. A long tradition at the university is for the faculty to form two columns through which the graduation candidates will pass. The College of Graduate Studies. Formalized in 1925, the College of Graduate Studies leads the university's graduate-level research and creative activities and oversees all graduate programs for the university. The college offers approximately 100 advanced degree options and is responsible for university-wide excellence in graduate education and training. Jerry McMurtry is the dean, and the College of Graduate Studies includes more than 690 faculty members. Lucas Daniel Dominic Krumple from Vienna, Austria, is the featured graduate from the College of Graduate Studies. He is earning his PhD in education with a research focus on biomechanics, and has earned a 4.0 GPA during his time at University of Idaho. The College of Art and Architecture. Established in 1981, the College of Art and Architecture includes 5 programs offering 9 undergraduate and professional degrees in architecture, art and design, interior architecture and design, landscape architecture, and virtual technology and design. The College of Art and Architecture teaches the integrated concepts of art, design, and technology with an emphasis on cultural and environmental stewardship. Students prepare for careers in the rapidly evolving creative economy through real-world projects that improve the quality of life for communities throughout the state of Idaho. Dr. Shauna Corey serves as the dean of the college, which includes 43 faculty members. Ainsley Bauer from Spokane, Washington, is the featured graduate from the College of Art and Architecture. She earned numerous accolades as an undergraduate, including the 2022 Interior Architecture and Design Program Service Excellence Award. The College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. Founded in 1920, the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences offers 19 undergraduate degrees, 10 master's degrees, and 2 specialist degrees. The college is committed to serving the people, places, and spaces of Idaho and beyond through rich, experiential, and innovative leadership and engagement. The college has a strong reputation for excellence in scholarly teaching, research, and outreach. Dr. Brooke Blevins is the dean of the college, which includes 58 faculty members. Julia Bailey from Ottawa, Ontario, is the featured graduating student from the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences. She is earning her bachelor's degree in exercise sport and health sciences with an emphasis in pre-physical therapy and allied health. The College of Law. Established in 1909, the College of Law offers a Juris Doctor degree with 4 optional areas of emphasis and several optional concurrent degree programs. Emphasizing quality over quantity and delivering a focused curriculum, the College of Law provides one outstanding program with 2 locations. Students have the option of earning their complete degree in Moscow or Boise. The College of Law has been nationally recognized for being one of America's best small state public law schools. Dr. Johanna Kalb serves as the dean, and the College of Law includes 42 full-time faculty members. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. Founded in 1901, the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences offers 40 customizable majors and 13 graduate programs. Students majoring in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences explore the human condition, what it is to think, create, and act in the world, through learning experiences that take place in and out of the classroom, collaborative working relationships with faculty and the community, and the production of original research and creative works that inspire, challenge, and transform society. The College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences offers a quality liberal arts experience by faculty members that are nationally recognized researchers, scholars, and artists. Dr. Sean N. Quinlan serves as the dean of the college, which includes 140 faculty across the state. Maddie Murphy is the featured graduate from the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. He is earning bachelor's degrees in history and international studies. Maddie is a member of the Phi Beta Kappa Honors Program and has made the most of his U of I education. He studied abroad in Paris and engaged in a number of research opportunities in the field of international law. Maddie hopes to pursue a legal education and focus on the U.S. constitutional law as well as international human rights. Faculty.
I can conceive of a national destiny which meets the responsibilities of today and measures up to the possibilities of tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the entrance of the platform party. Shauna Corey, Brooke Blevins, Sean Quinlan, Joanna Kalb, Jerry McMurtry, Ben Hunter, Blaine Eccles, Lindsey Brown, Sean Kyo, Katie Henninga, Jeff Siegmiller, Diane Kelly Riley, Dean Kaler, Dan Ewert, Yolanda Bisbee, Eric Peterson, Louis Free, Nick Weber, Andrew Fields, Randy Luton, Tori Lawrence, Aaron Chapman, and C. Scott Green, the 19th President of the University of Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by the Navy Color Guard, followed by the performance of our national anthem by Sally Cross. Please welcome the Vice Chair of the University of Idaho Faculty Senate, Aaron Chapman.
Please be seated. Good afternoon. It is my honor to welcome you to the University of Idaho's 2023 Spring Commencement. This is a special time when our university gathers to honor our students as they complete their course of study and begin a new chapter in their lives. Please join me in welcoming the 19th President of the University of Idaho, C. Scott Green.
Thank you, Associate Professor Chapman, for opening our ceremony and for your service as the Vice Chair of the Faculty Senate. Students, parents, families, deans, faculty, and honored guests, welcome to the University of Idaho, our state's flagship land-grant institution. Our history is important, and I want to begin by acknowledging that our U of I Moscow campus is located on the homelands of the Nimipu, Palouse, and Stisa-Umch tribes. We extend gratitude to the indigenous people that call these places home since time immemorial. The university recognizes that it is our academic responsibility to build relationships with the indigenous people to ensure integrity of tribal voices. Thank you. Seated directly behind me and on the floor are representative members of the University of Idaho's leadership. Will the platform party and other members of the university leadership team joining from the audience please rise? Our leadership team has demonstrated its commitment and dedication to the students of this great institution. Commencement is one of our favorite days of the year. On behalf of the university's leadership team, we're excited to celebrate this accomplishment with you today. Please be seated. Thank you. This is the 128th commencement year for the U of I. More than 125,000 students have earned more than 134,000 degrees since the first graduates walked across our stage in 1896. That tradition continues today. More than 1,500 graduates are joining the ranks of Vandal alumni this spring. We take great pride in our academics, which incorporate experiential learning across disciplines from cutting-edge research to internships, and our faculty work closely with our students and connect with them on a personal level. A Vandal education combines rigorous academics with invaluable experiences outside the classroom. Among many examples, our students are building small, affordable homes in Moscow, treating injuries at the iSmart Athletic Training Clinic, and working with nonprofit groups, financial institutions, and landlords during the pandemic to help keep Idaho citizens in their homes. Vandals learn by doing, and the result is graduates who are sought after by industry and command the highest starting salaries of any public university in Idaho. U of I alums work hard and know how to contribute from day one. They add value to their companies and to their communities. A great example is Bex Ream, who is graduating today from the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. She grew up in a rough neighborhood in San Diego and says police knew her family by name from their frequent visits to her house. And those interactions planted a seed that grew into a passion for law enforcement. Bex followed her brother to the University of Idaho, and she found friendship and fulfillment in a variety of pursuits, from the table game club to the Black Student Union. She served as an ASUI senator, graduated from the Moscow Police Department's Citizens Police Academy, and worked for campus security in the summers. She's earning a degree in criminology and psychology and has accepted a job as a criminologist at the Portland Police Department, where she says she'll aim to uphold the law with empathy and understanding. Another outstanding, yes, let's give Bex a hand. And she's shy. Another outstanding example is Ainsley Bauer. She's from Spokane, and she's graduating with honors from the College of Art and Architecture with a degree in interior architecture and design. Ainsley earned numerous honors during her college career, including the 2022 Best Undergraduate Chair Design and Construction Award from the Interior Designers of Idaho. She served as a CAA ambassador and a campus tour guide. For her capstone project, Ainsley designed an environment of care and healing for adolescent mental health. She'll be attending graduate school here at the University of Idaho to further explore her passion for healthcare design. Yep. I know there are thousands of terrific examples of Vandals who not only gained a great education here, but also made their mark by investing in their community and lifting up those around them. There's no better demonstration of this than our first-generation students. If you are the first in your family to earn a college degree, please stand. The path to graduation is always challenging, but it's even more so as a first-generation student. You are a great example and a guiding light for your family and your community. Congratulations to you and your families. As graduates, I encourage you to continue to be curious, continue to learn, and continue to collaborate in ways that uplift others. This is an exciting time of your life. It's a time to take some risks, to work hard, to make a difference. This particular class of Vandals persevered through an unprecedented pandemic. You adapted and learned new skills on the fly, and you took precautions to protect yourself and your community. Embrace all that you've gained. Your education was unlike any other in history, and I believe you're stronger and more prepared for your careers than those who came before you. Vandals are running boardrooms across this country, seeking justice in our courtrooms, and serving in our classrooms across Idaho and the West. They're healing our family members in Idaho hospitals and working in the corridors of power in both Boise and Washington, D.C. They're even on the field in the NFL. If you are joining the ranks of these, leaders. So set your sights on something great. Always be prepared to operate a little bit out of your comfort zone. It'll be hard work. There will be setbacks, but your Vandal family will be here to provide support to you along the way. You will always have the Vandal Network to help you chart your path. You are now ambassadors for our Vandal family. Keep telling your Vandal story. We'll be right here cheering you on. Congratulations, and go Vandals! So as I look out over all these graduates, I know that none of you got here alone. You were supported by friends and family, and these are the people you care about and who care about you. Let's take a minute. Thank them. Graduates, please stand and wave to your friends and family who have supported you along this journey. I always love that part. It's a privilege to have one of our University of Idaho regents here today to help us celebrate our graduates. Sean Keogh is a member of the State Board of Education and a University of Idaho regent. A Sandpoint resident, she is the executive director of the Associated Logging Contractors, and she served in the Idaho Senate from 1996 to 2018. Regent Keogh, will you please bring greetings to our graduates?
Thank you, President Green. The State Board of Education is the governing body for all the education in the state of Idaho, including kindergarten through 12th grade and all higher education institutions. On behalf of the Regents of the University of Idaho and the Idaho State Board of Education, I bring greetings to our graduates and their families. We are proud of your achievements. You have worked hard and today graduate from Idaho's land-grant institution. We wish you the very best for your future. Congratulations, and go Vandals.
Thank you, Regent Keough, for being with us today and for your service to this university and the state of Idaho through all the years. We deeply appreciate you. It's an honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, the Honorable Louis J. Freeh. After earning his Juris Doctorate from Rutgers Law School, Louis served as an FBI special agent for 6 years, and in 1981 he joined the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. He was the lead prosecutor in the Pizza Connection case, the largest and most complex investigation ever undertaken at the time by the U.S. government. In 1991, President George Bush appointed Louis as U.S. District Court Judge for the Southern District of New York. In 1993, President Bill Clinton nominated Louis to be the director of the FBI, calling him a law enforcement legend. Louis served in that role through June of 2001. Louis then started his own consulting company, Freeh Group International Solutions, and the law firm, Freeh, Sporkin & Sullivan, which he owned and operated from 2007 until 2020, when he merged his consulting firm with Alex Partners, a consulting group with offices all around the world. He continues to advise senior leaders of global companies and governments on complex investigative, governance, compliance, and regulatory matters. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 2023 Spring Commencement speaker and my good friend, Judge Louis Freeh.
Thank you very much, President Green. Ladies and gentlemen, graduating students, your friends and family, all of my colleagues here, and all the honorees, what a great day. Is there anybody who would complain about today or the weather? Absolutely not. Beautiful day and an honor to be with you. I want to thank President Green for inviting me to share a few moments with you on this very momentous occasion. I'd also like to recognize some of my FBI colleagues who are here today, who have worked very hard in support of this great university in the last few months, along with very distinguished and hardworking local and state police officials. I'm particularly delighted to congratulate all the students and your families. The celebration of this important and hard-earned achievement is a terrific milestone in your life's journey, which began many years ago. Every human journey is filled with uncertainty and unforeseen circumstances. In Dante's Inferno, he writes about this life happenstance. Midway on our life's journey, he wrote, I found myself in dark woods, the right road lost. To tell about those woods is hard, so tangled and rough. Sadly, your path here at this university has been rough, and you have together experienced a great family and community tragedy. The loss of Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Monty will remain in your hearts and minds for the rest of your journey. The strength and inspiration of their life accomplishments and their families' devotion and courage, which was honored this week and today and this afternoon, is now an inseparable part of your lives going forward. As travel with any unknown places, you need planning, you need equipment, you need guides, you need knowledge, and most important, the passion to get to your next stopping point. Just as you benefited here from your teachers, counselors, friends, family, each other, as you go forward, rely on the advice of those that you trust, those who love you, who will be your guides and help you on your way. Our remarks will be fairly short. One of my editors told me to keep it short and funny. I gave a keynote address at the Naval Academy many years ago. It was the highlight of the Naval Academy lecture series. And years after that, I ran into one of the midshipmen who was in the audience. And he said, Mr. Freeh, I just want to tell you, your lecture was the best lecture we ever had at Annapolis. And I was very pleased to hear that. And I said, well, what did you like about it? What did I say that was important? He said, "I don't remember anything that you said, but you were very quick." So what is the theme that I would like you to remember in a couple of minutes that I can share with you? And the theme and the idea was stated actually by Thomas Jefferson. And what he said was, in matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. That's it, very simple. That's the idea that I'd like to leave you with today and talk a little bit about what the currents are, but really what the rocks are. What are the things that will anchor you, keep you safely on your journey, and get you to the destination that you want to go. One of the important factors in your journey is flexibility. So flexibility comes in all different forms. When I was in the FBI job, it was a very interesting time. We had 6 sons, very small sons, very busy sons. All the parents can certainly appreciate that. I remember one time I met the Attorney General, Janet Reno, a great Attorney General, and she said, "Louis, I called you last night." She said, "One of your sons answered and said you were busy, you were playing a game and couldn't speak to me." Well, I got used to that. When I was on the bench, I was babysitting one day, so I brought one of the small boys into the courtroom, which turned out to be a big mistake. And I had, the law students will appreciate this, I had a criminal jury out deliberating. And somehow, the 4-year-old got into the jury room. And by the time we found him, they had him crayoning. He was drawing on the evidence board. And I had to bring in all the defense lawyers to see if they wanted a mistrial, which would have been very embarrassing for the judge. But luckily, they let me go. So always be flexible. Always keep in mind that the solution that you have ready may not be the perfect one. Speaking of histories and journeys, I wanted to mention that in 1940, on this day, a new Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, wartime minister, addressed his cabinet for the first time in London. And the ideas that he left with them in that very existential moment are good ideas even for us today. He said, never give in except to convictions of honor, noting that attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. If you're going through hell, keep going. Everyone has his day, and some days last longer than others, as this community recently experienced. A great president, Teddy Roosevelt, shared the same philosophy. He visited this campus in April of 1911, spoke to 8,000 people, including many of the students. He also planted a great tree in front of the administration building, which I was able to visit yesterday. There's a contemporary photograph of the visit, and it says, quote, "Colonel Roosevelt planting tree on UI campus 41011. He also said, "The one who falls and gets up is stronger than the one who never tried. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying." In his remarks that day, Roosevelt praised the university's motto of, quote, "Training of Idaho's future citizens to their highest usefulness in private life and public service." So please keep public service in mind. We make a special thank you to our young men and women, 18 of your classmates who are going into the armed services. Keep in mind your opportunities for public service. It comes in many different ways, but the country and the people who rely on you, both in the private world and the public sector, need your commitment there. Another good travel tip from Roosevelt was his humility, which was highlighted by an incident in the White House. President Roosevelt, as president, liked to spar. He liked to box with his military aides. During one of those sessions, the military aide punched him very hard over his eye, which resulted in the loss of sight, functionally, for that particular eye. The president's reaction was, "Please don't tell the officer what had happened, because I didn't want to distress him with the notion that he had blinded the commander-in-chief. An act of humility, an act of empathy, which is a good lesson for all of us today. Another great president who traces some history here in Idaho is Ulysses S. Grant, who, as you know, signed the Yellowstone National Protection Act in March of 1872, creating the world's first national park of 2.2 million acres. 1% of the park is here in Idaho. Grant, of course, was President Lincoln's essential military leader who defeated the Confederacy and preserved the United States of America as a nation. Of late, historians have been reevaluating Grant's presidency, crediting his leadership as the first president elected after the Civil War and the abolition of slavery. He was a very courageous soldier in battle. In the Battle of Belmont, Missouri, he rode his horse into a very, very bad firefight, rescued the Union soldiers who were trapped, and made himself a huge target for the Confederate soldiers who had encircled the Union troops. And although they had an ample opportunity to shoot him, and their commander asked them to shoot Colonel Grant, or General Grant at the time, they refused. They were so shocked and awed with his courage that they refused to fire their weapons. More importantly than his physical courage was his moral courage. When Grant took Lee's surrender in Appomattox in April of 1875, on the instructions of Abraham Lincoln, he wanted to give generous terms of surrender to the Confederate soldiers. And this was part of Lincoln's commitment to healing the nation after the awful friction and divisions of the war. Grant proposed relatively generous terms of surrender to General Lee, who was quite surprised. He expected to be arrested that day and incarcerated and tried for treason. Grant allowed the officers to take their horses and sidearms home, gave the Confederate troops rations and transportation, and told them that none of them would be prosecuted by the United States if they did not take up arms again against the United States. And again, it was a milestone and an example of not just compassion, but dealing with a crisis in a very rational and humane way. So where's the moral courage? So fast forward, President Lincoln is assassinated. Andrew Johnson becomes the President of the United States. Johnson is largely viewed by historians as the worst possible person to have been president at the end of the Civil War. An avowed racist, Johnson as president blocked efforts to force southern states to guarantee full equality for blacks, undermining their rights of suffrage and equality, which Lincoln and Grant had won. Grant, conversely, as president, had sent troops into South Carolina to fight the Ku Klux Klan and to protect the newly freed slaves. When Grant heard that Johnson had ordered the indictment by the Department of Justice of Robert E. Lee for treason, he went to see President Johnson. And he said to him, in effect, "Sir, I gave Lee my word on the authority of President Lincoln that they would not be prosecuted for treason if they were loyal to the United States." Johnson dismissed Grant at first, telling him that he was president, Lincoln was dead, and it didn't matter what Grant had promised Lee. Grant stood his ground like a rock and said he would resign his commission unless Johnson reversed his decision. Grant was the most popular man in the United States then, and Johnson had no choice but to back down. Another example of the great character of moral courage, which is also called integrity, which is something that will be an important rock in your lives ahead as it's been in your past lives. Another great story about President Grant, you may have heard this, he was arrested in Washington, D.C. for speeding in his horse carriage. So on 13th and M, which even today is a major intersection, a police officer who was a black police officer and a Civil War veteran stopped President Grant for speeding his horses down 13th Street. And what did Grant do in response? Well, the police officer said, "I'm sorry, sir, but I have to arrest you." And the favorite part of that is, he says to him, "You are the chief of the nation, and I am but a policeman, but it's my duty. I'll have to place you under arrest." So the police officer arrests the President of the United States, takes him down to the police station. President Grant posts a $20 bail and is released. And then Grant hears that the police officer is now in trouble with his boss, no surprise, and may be in danger of being fired. So Grant, the President of the United States, sends a message to the police chief commending Officer West for his fearlessness and expressing hope that no harm would come to him. None did, and West served for another 25 years in the police department. You know, it's not hard to go off course and into the woods, as Dante alluded to, as we make our way through the world. Everybody gets overwhelmed at times with happiness and success, interrupted with failure, setbacks, disappointments, and detours. When this happens, it's important to remember a few basic truths. One comes from a sailor's 1852 prayer book. It says, "We may by care and skill be able to trim our ship, to steer our course, or to keep our reckoning, but we cannot control the winds or subdue deceitful currents or even disasters. Accepting that we control our sail but not the wind is not easily learned or maintained." Another 19th century theologian put it in a simple prayer. He said, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." As you enter the world post-college, you probably enter it at a time when things are changing at such a rapid pace that it's unprecedented in our history, whether it's cultural, technological, or otherwise. You're subject to more changes and more extreme pressures than any other generation on this planet since recorded history. Don't estimate or miss your chances to make small and great differences, to be a positive influence of love and hope, to save someone who will be lost without your help, to reach out to others because none of us can do it by ourselves, and loneliness is the worst epidemic you'll ever face. So what about the current, and why should you keep on those rocks? The human generation today has undergone major change and disruption, and the historical pace of change is unprecedented. Whether you're talking about artificial intelligence, quantum computing, climate change, rapid and revolutionary changes in communications, transportation, robotics, just the fact of working remotely and living remotely, all of that change compounded by parallel emerging conditions of social isolation, loneliness, loss of confidence, anxiety. No generation, in my view, has faced the pace and complexity that you will face of technology, geographic, and cultural disruption, which you're about to confront now as college graduates. As you more fully engage with these dynamic and unstoppable forces, as parents, citizens, workers, taxpayers, use your anchors and personal hydraulics to keep your balance and maintain your direction. Planes, ships, cars, and bicycles all have brakes, landing gear, radar flaps, thrust reversers, sensors, redundancy. We need the functional equivalent for our own lives to keep ourselves steady, to keep ourselves on course. Some observers think that the millennial human genetics and chemistry that we inherit are not engineered or wired to adapt to such stress and extreme change. I take the opposite view. I'm optimistic and convinced that you, as the class of 2023, can handle these unique, real-world challenges by relying on your personal anchors, as well as the learned and self-evident truths which you already have. Most of these were gifted to you by your parents and families, and these life principles have been learned, strengthened, customized by you since kindergarten, learning every day from your unique experiences, from studies, teachers, coaches, friends, role models. We talked about some of these anchor rocks already: integrity, moral courage, empathy, humility, perseverance, and resilience. Many others, you can come up with them yourselves. Patience and tolerance, the discipline of listening to others, not doing harm, but rather doing good works and acts of kindness, even small. Not being afraid to love and to be loved, despite the risks. Another good tip we get from Tennyson's Ulysses. He said, "Come, my dear friends, 'tis not too late to seek a new world, to strive, to seek, and not to yield." Finally, don't forget to have fun and to follow your passions. Even in the face of contrary advice, keep a sense of humor. Don't take yourself too seriously all the time. Strive to be happy and enjoy the ride. Your life journey is not a dress rehearsal. We all run out of second chances at some point. Mother Teresa was an inspiration to everyone because of her lifelong devotion to the neediest and most vulnerable of the world. The 1979 Nobel Peace Prize laureate can send us off with another important message, and rock. She said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we all can do small things with great love. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come. We have only today. Let us begin." As you begin and continue your great journey. Good luck, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Louis. We appreciate you sharing your story and your wisdom with us today. I'd now like to welcome Lieutenant General Eric Peterson, U.S. Army Deputy Chief of Staff, G8, a 1986 University of Idaho graduate, a 2018 University of Idaho honorary PhD recipient, and a University of Idaho Hall of Fame alumnus. We're honored to have General Peterson here to recognize our graduates who've been commissioned in the United States Armed Forces. General Peterson.
Good afternoon, friends. It's wonderful to be out of the Pentagon and back here on the Palouse on a beautiful day, and back here at my alma mater. The lieutenants seated in the front row took their oath of commissioning only yesterday, joining the less than 1% of our nation's population currently serving in military uniform. They swore an oath, not to a man, nor to a flag. Rather, they swore an oath to a set of ideals, ideals embodied in our Constitution, ideals that reside in the hearts and the minds of our collective citizenry. I'm now going to ask them to rise, please, and reaffirm this oath in front of their friends, their families, their colleagues. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. Please join me in welcoming the next generation of military leaders.
Thank you for all of your service to our country. We are truly grateful for our ROTC and the amazing work of our students in these programs. So thank you, and thank you for your service. It's a privilege and a joy to work with all of our talented and committed student leaders. From the Student Bar Association to the Graduate Professional Student Association to all of our many clubs and organizations, we have terrific students who care about our community and give back. I'd like to invite Katie Hedinga, a former Vice President of ASUI, to address her fellow graduating students. Katie?
Thank you, President Green, and thank you so much to the current ASUI President, Tanner McLean, for inviting me to speak here. Hello, class of 2023. Family, friends, staff, faculty, it feels incredible to be up here today in celebration of all of our hard work. I've imagined this day many times over the past few years, especially when I was attempting econometrics homework or floundering through some especially dense philosophical text, the point where all the cramming, all-nighters, and discussion board posts pay off, and I finally finish my undergraduate degree. But despite picturing turning my tassel several times over, I never truly understood what it would feel like to make it here. The life I've lived at this institution as a first-generation college student myself has been an absolute privilege. Thinking back to August 26th, 2019, my first day of freshman year here at UI, I wouldn't call my 18-year-old self naive, but maybe I should. I thought that after a busy high school career, a 20-credit semester would be a breeze. Truly, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I can definitely say that Moscow has opened my eyes up to a lot of different things. For example, I've learned that there is no limit to the number of delicious mac and cheese renditions Grub Truck can cook up for the middle of the night. That it's uncomfortable to be one of few women in an economics classroom, but also that I deserve to be there. A campus 7 times the size of my high school can feel like home when you meet the right people. I've learned that the University of Idaho has a place for everyone, even those who feel they don't have a place anywhere. And I've learned that people make the difference. Apologies to my professors and instructors, but the biggest lesson that I'm carrying with me from my time at U of I is the value of connecting with those around you. It might be fellow club members or classmates, Greek families or professors, coworkers or advisors. Regardless of who they may be, these are the connections that make it easier to cope. These are the people who made me keep going when I was logging onto Zoom classes from my childhood bedroom while also working overnights at a grocery store, who saw my potential when I found it difficult to believe in myself and refused to stop until I saw it too, who I've leaned on these past 2 semesters when we have all needed our community more than ever. Margot, Sean, Dallas, others, thank you. I know I'm going to miss our Gem of the Mountains and all of the things that make it so special. While my future may not lie here on the Palouse and maybe not in this state, Moscow will remain an anchor of my past that I am proud to bear. Our history contains multitudes that we can use, either to laugh about or learn from. From 8 a.m. classes to John's Alley drag shows, study dates that stretch hours because you'd rather catch up with your friends than actually work, tailgates and research presentations and concerts and everything in between. We are united by the University of Idaho. As we leave this place, I hope we remember every part of it. Look back fondly on the good and come to appreciate the growth that we experienced and the Vandal family that we found through the bad. Our past 4 years, give or take a couple of semesters, have been focused on getting to this moment. Now, it's time to take our experience with us, along with our diplomas when we receive them in the mail in 4 to 6 weeks, and forge a new path. This is another chance to take risks, establish new routes, and see what life has to offer when we allow ourselves to say yes to new opportunities. Personally, I'm terrified. But I'm also incredibly exhilarated to look around these stands and see so many people who have challenged and inspired me to be my best self these past few years. The time has come for us to take what the University of Idaho has given us and use it to serve ourselves and our new communities, wherever those might be. Now, class of 2023, let's graduate. Go Vandals!
Thank you, Katie. That was terrific, and congratulations. Provost and Executive Vice President Lawrence will now recognize our graduates who have earned honor cords.
Good afternoon. The University of Idaho is committed to the pursuit of excellence. Today we recognize the students who are graduating with special honors. Will the students please stand as I call your honor designation and remain standing? Audience, please hold your applause until all honorees are acknowledged. Cum laude, with distinction, signified by a bronze honor cord. They are the top 10% of their class. Would you please stand? Magna cum laude, with great distinction, signified by a silver honor cord. They are the top 6% of their class. Please stand. Summa cum laude, with highest distinction, signified by a gold honor cord. These students are the top 3% of their college class. Would you please stand? We also invite the members of our honors program to stand and be recognized. We also honor members of other honor societies, honor organizations, our officer education program candidates, veterans, and others with honor cords. Will you all please stand? You have brought distinction to yourselves and to our university through your high achievements as students and as scholars. We honor your hard work and commitment to learning. We look to you for leadership in upholding high standards for yourselves and your peers. Congratulations. Please be seated. And now for the event that brings us all here today, we will begin the granting of degrees to all candidates who have met the requirements for the baccalaureate, master's, specialist, and doctoral degrees. The requirements set forth by the faculty at the University of Idaho and have been completed through formal study. Degrees will be conferred on all candidates present today, as well as upon those who have been duly excused. Will the candidates for the baccalaureate degree please stand? Bachelor's degrees. Always learning here at the University of Idaho. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to be awarded the baccalaureate degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
You may be seated. Will the candidates for master's and specialist degrees please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in an academic discipline. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive master's or specialist degrees so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the specialist degree or master degree earned with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you may be seated. Will the candidates for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Athletic Training, and Juris Doctor please stand? Each of you has completed rigorous advanced studies in an academic discipline. President Green, these candidates are recommended by their respective faculty to receive a doctoral degree so earned.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon each of you the doctoral degree earned, with all its rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities, in testimony whereof you will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Congratulations.
Please be seated. Finally, the University of Idaho awards posthumous degrees to students who have completed sufficient coursework prior to their untimely death. This is a moment for us to acknowledge the contributions of each student and a chance to celebrate their academic accomplishments with their families. This spring, we will award 5 posthumous certificates and degrees. During a private ceremony on Monday, we awarded a certificate in marketing to the family of Xana Alexia Kernodle. A certificate in recreation, sport, and tourism management will be delivered to the family of Ethan James Chapin in the coming weeks. In our morning commencement ceremony, we awarded a posthumous Bachelor of Science degree in business to the family of Madison May Mogan. Now we will present 2 bachelor's degrees. First, a bachelor's degree in general studies to the family of Kaylee Jade Gonsalves. President Green, Kaylee Jade Gonsalves has been recommended by the faculty of the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences to receive a posthumous bachelor's degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon Kaylee Jade Gonsalves the posthumous degree earned, in testimony whereof her family will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho.
Now we will present a posthumous Bachelor of Science degree in Sociology and Criminology to the family of Lupita Colis Ruiz. President Green, Lupita Colis Ruiz, has been recommended by the faculty of the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences to receive a posthumous bachelor's degree.
By the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of Idaho, I hereby confer upon Lupita Colis Ruiz the posthumous degree earned, in testimony whereof her family will receive the diploma of the University of Idaho. Kaylee and Lupita's families will always be members of the Vandal family, so thank you for joining us today to celebrate their academic achievements and contributions to the University of Idaho.
We will now continue awarding degrees and diplomas to our candidates. First, we will start with doctoral degrees. They will be followed by master's, specialist, and baccalaureate degrees. Students receiving a doctorate are given a doctoral hood. Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Athletic Training candidates will be hooded by their major professor. Juris Doctor candidates will be hooded by Associate Dean Aaron Tomlin. After receiving their degree, we ask that all candidates please remain for the rest of the ceremony out of respect for the other graduates and their families. Marshals, will you please escort the candidates to the stage?
Students graduating with a doctoral degree will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Lucas Daniel Dominic Crumple, PhD Education, is being hooded by Major Professor Joshua Bailey. The dissertation, The Exploration of Morphological and Mechanical Properties of the Plantar Fascia in Response to Imposed Running Demands. Nikolai Joel Paul Martinick, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Joshua Bailey. The dissertation, Novel Approaches for Analyzing Single-Leg Movement Screens and Applications for Clinical Practice. Bridget Mary Arcouche, PhD in Education, being hooded by Major Professor Elizabeth Wargo. The dissertation, Unlocking the District Office Door, a grounded theory study of induction and mentoring for female superintendents in state of Idaho. Rebecca May Boyson Taylor, PhD in Education, is being hooded by Major Professor Vanessa E. Anthony Stevens. The dissertation, Race, Place, and Youth Identity, Critical Ethnographic Participatory Action Research on Youth Perceptions of Race and Racism in the Rural West. Bonnie Blue Dupuis, EDD Education, being hooded by Major Professor John G. Cannon. Being hooded by Janine Dara. The dissertation, Perceptions of Idaho CTE Teachers of Teaching During a Pandemic. Eric Dupuis, EDD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Janine J. Dara. The dissertation, What Invested Leavers Can Tell Us About Why Experienced Teachers Exit the Profession. Sonia Kirsten LaPaglia, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Brant G. Miller. The dissertation, Differentiating Science Motivational Factors of Adolescent College Students by Career Orientation with a Self-Determination Theory Lens. Karen K. Lauritsen, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Andrew R. Schief. The dissertation, K-12 Educator Advocacy for the Education Profession. Dawn Michelle McCusker, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Janine J. Dara. The dissertation, Pre-Service Teacher Self-Efficacy for Teaching Emergent Multilingual Learners. Lisa Caroline Salisbury, PhD in Education, being hooded by Major Professor Vanessa E. Anthony Stevens. The dissertation, White Feminists and Anti-Racism in Higher Education, a journey of learning and unlearning and relearning.
I'm just hoping Vanessa.
Angel K. Sabota, Talal Tululilt, is being hooded by Major Professor Vanessa E. Anthony Stevens and Professor Philip Stevens. The dissertation, Titwatit Nimiputimt Watis Septemelichnikt Nimipuwetke Ka Tsukwenawit, The Stories Nimipu People's Language, Land, investigating the Nez Perce people's way of thinking and knowing. Mark Joseph Soa, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Sharon K. Stoll. The dissertation, Existential Coaching Education, a pedagogical pathway to alleviate anxiety and increase coping skills of collegiate female swimmers. Diane R. Swenson, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Alan Kitchell. The dissertation, The Full Professor, Stories from the Past, Guiding the Future. Beth Eileen Whitfield, PhD Education, being hooded by Major Professor Janine J. Dara. The dissertation, Idaho's Funding Allocations and English Language Learner Achievement. Rebecca Haywood, Doctor of Athletic Training, Major Professor Alan M. Nazipani. Sydney Nicole Leverett, Doctor of Athletic Training, Major Professor Alan M. Nazipani. Nathan C. Reep, Doctor of Athletic Training, Major Professor Alan M. Nazipani. Darian Cree Whaler, Doctor of Athletic Training, Major Professor James M. May. And then do you have a... Okay. Students graduating with a Juris Doctor degree will be hooded by Aaron Tomlin and Sam Newton and greeted by Dean Johanna Kalb. Jakari Kashmir Ajla Singh. Mitchell William Benjamin. Allison Blair. Cynthia E. Boachi Yadom. William C. Boynest III. Helena R. Boyd. Jarrett Davis Broughton III. Alejandra Cabrales. Melissa Cristina Cedeno. Zachary B. Cooper. Frederick Coriel, summa cum laude. Sean Cothran.
My middle name's Alan.
I need your card.
Oh, it's Jake Allen Dingle.
Jake Allen Dingle. Bridger Daniel Dolan. Jefferson James Thomas Douglas. Austin L. Durglow. Celeste Elena Gilman. April Marie Fitzgerald. Natalie Fontes. Tristan R. Francis. Michael Alexander Gluzak. Kieran Alexander Gordon. Jillian Francis Green, summa cum laude. Austin Gerald Jimicum. Rebecca Lynn Jensen. Cameron Hunter Haylett. Matthew D. Hendricks. Marisol Elidede Hernandez. Lincoln J. Higginson. Dia Najah Jada. Clayton Richmond King. Kenneth Francis Kriski. Stephen Patrick Kwiatkowski. Ryan Andrew Lawrence. Mackenzie Ray Lewis, cum laude. Benjamin Lewis Macumber, cum laude. Jarrett Bryce Miklo. Kirsten Miguel Molchuk. Megan Kathleen Nutley. Ashley Melisandra Peterson, summa cum laude. Jason Friedel Pfeiffer. Kyle Franklin Pierce. Jeremy Thomas Reagan. Ashley Lynn Stillwell. Michael Neil Worth. Evan M. Westerfield, cum laude. Devon Williams Garrett. Noah W. Winfrey. Patrick E. Withers. Caleb C. Wofford. Students graduating with a master's or specialist degree will be greeted by Dean Jerry McMurtry. Taylor Catherine Beaker, Educational Specialist, Educational Leadership. Tammy Lynn Damras, Education Specialist, Curriculum and Instruction. Haley Jeanette Ackland, Psychology. Kyle Torres Banzan, Psychology.
Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences will be greeted by Dean Sean Quinlan. Matthew Eric Murphy, summa cum laude.
Kaylee Ann Alessi, Anthropology.
Dana Rose Aguas.
Nathan Michael Altenhofen, Movement and Leisure Sciences.
Jose Antonio Aguayo Marquez.
Noah Matthew Anderson, Architecture.
Almataz Almathathori.
Caitlin Marie Atchison, music.
Camden Michael Anderson.
Jennifer Ann Beal, educational leadership.
Corey Kenneth Charles Anderson.
Kaylee Paige Berube, anthropology.
Esteban Cesar Alian.
Caitlin Grace Beiruti, architecture.
Nicole Lafay Bachard, cum laude.
Grayson Michael Bolt, architecture.
Mackenzie Hale Bogdan.
Joanne Raquel Abad, athletic training.
Selena Michelle Baxter.
Sydney R. Alvarez, athletic training.
Shayla M. Baker.
Hannah M. Boutwell, athletic training.
Aurea Aracelsi Banda.
Evan Patrick Buckley, athletic training.
Kirian Carlin Barnes.
Anna Marie Brendel, theater arts.
Lucina Flor Batista.
Ashley Mae Burke, adult organizational learning and leadership.
Emma Naomi Blonda.
Amanda Bliss Caruth, English.
Frank Bowers, summa cum laude.
Jennifer Heidi Cheney, theater arts.
Allison L. Bray.
Deshauna Dene Arnett, public administration.
Sierra Olana Bro.
Tristan James Schenk, public administration.
Rachel Maurice Alsager.
Elmer Chavez Castrejon, movement and leisure sciences.
Morgan K. McDonough.
Brenna Ashley Church, architecture.
Paige Danielle Carter.
Karina Caesar, athletic training.
Christina Rolene Briggs Mathers.
Tanner Prace Collier, theater arts.
Haley L. Brown.
Court Lynn Crocker, music.
Darian James Burkhart.
Amy Rebecca DeAndre, physical education.
Keely Marie Burns.
Brittany Christine Ellenbecker, architecture.
Michaela Eileen Butler.
Amanda Lynn Eller, architecture.
Nicholas Ryan Butler.
Rebecca Elizabeth Gann, English.
Haley A. Byers.
Caitlin Garfield, athletic training.
Alex Call.
Elizabeth Ann Godino, athletic training.
Vanya Campos.
Vitali Golivian, architecture.
Kinsey Tyne Carlson.
Kara Browning Hatterley, English.
Monica Carrillo Casas.
Ryan Bradley Hart, architecture.
Andre Carter.
Danielle Nicole Hawkins, architecture.
Caitlin Cashel Sock.
Monica Jean Higby, architecture.
Nicole Horacek.
Anne Sunshine Hightower, history.
Carson Anderson.
Rachel Hill, athletic training.
Healy Christina Reinhold.
Skylar Ross Howell, architecture.
Melissa Mary Castro.
Britton May Hunsaker, architecture.
Aaliyah Rose Puxleitner.
Hunter Isaac Johnson, athletic training.
Brianna Teresa Torres.
London Gabriel Jared, adult organizational learning and leadership.
Taya Lorraine Miller.
Sterling Stratford Jones, architecture.
Cameron Elizabeth Mills.
Lori Marie Klein, physical activity pedagogy.
Rebecca Leanne Mills.
Adam Michael Jacobson, physical activity pedagogy.
Kelsey F. Monteith.
Rachel Lynn Kimball, architecture.
Harper Adriana Soprati.
Caitlin Marie Kitch, anthropology.
Brett Jonathan Clough.
Gabrielle Catherine Klein, public administration.
Rebecca Ashley Cornog.
Dong Lee, Psychology.
Sophia Ann Moore.
McKenna Elizabeth Lee, Athletic Training.
Ismael Gabriel Cortez.
Mary Madison Riley Lyons Paul, Educational Leadership.
Rachel Ashley Crabb.
Lucia Marie Munn, Architecture.
Harper Quinn Christ.
Zachary Mason Mon, Architecture.
Shane M. Cunningham.
John Keelan McCaffrey, Educational Leadership.
Wesley Shane Curtis.
Jessica Rose McKenzie, Adult Organizational Learning and Leadership.
Chloe Viviana Dame, summa cum laude.
Heather McKinley, Teaching English Speakers of Other Languages.
Alina Ray Davenport.
Gregory Thomas Reyes, Architecture.
Esther Elizabeth David, cum laude.
Lauren Ashley Lanterman, Architecture.
Kirsten Navarre Decker.
Riley Layton, Architecture.
Taylor Elise Dolezal.
Benjamin Kenneth Mendenhall, Architecture.
Melinda Karina Marcia Driggers.
Marcy Miller, Adult Organizational Learning and Leadership.
Austin Richard Eldridge.
Justine Josette Morgan, Adult Organizational Learning and Leadership.
Gabriel Elsa Thagan.
Jillian J. Nelson, Architecture.
Carly Marie Embretson.
Jacob Stephen Pearson, Public Administration.
Joseph Willen Elmert.
Tamara A. Peterson, Curriculum and Instruction.
Cindy Ann Enderly.
Elizabeth Joyce Popoff, Public Administration.
Ellie Amelia Erickson.
Susan Charmaine Rao, Athletic Training.
Hallie M. Erickson.
Anra May Bernstein Rowley, Art.
Jake Andrew Esplund.
Mackenzie K. Louise Russell, Special Education.
Abigail Elizabeth Fackler.
Tristan Luke Sowell, Architecture.
Karen Isabel Falk.
D.B. Schroeder, Theater Arts.
Braden Jack Farrar.
Noelle Victoria Scott, Athletic Training.
Rachel E. Feldman, summa cum laude.
Anjan Shakya, Architecture.
Ash Alder Fershee.
Mary Abigail Silverberg, Music.
Rebecca Ann Flannery.
Paul Felix Stovall, Music.
Jennifer Ray Fortunato.
Michelle Darling Tanner, History.
Ryan Taylor Foss.
Mary Catherine Tekach, Adult Organizational Learning and Leadership.
Vaughn Jeffrey Schroeder.
Mal Sam Tuong, Architecture.
Trapper Paul Keener, cum laude.
Floriana Tooley, English.
Jacob David Wishak.
Autumn Grace Tustin, Theater Arts.
Alina Galejos.
Dashiell Eric Tyler, Psychology.
Marcus Ryan Beam.
Aaron M. Urick, Theater Arts.
Matthew Ryan Jones.
Madison Jane Versham, Psychology.
Dylan Patrick Foster.
Mara Vogel, Athletic Training.
Caleb Ray Fowler.
Kylie Ann Wicks, Educational Leadership.
Jackson Frederick.
Curtis Zylstra, Architecture.
Shauna Jean Freeman.
Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Art and Architecture will be greeted by Dean Shauna Corey. Ainsley Louise Bauer, summa cum laude.
Carissa Shaylin Galejos.
Achiria Ananta Choate, cum laude.
Jacob Avram Gardenauer.
David Olua Mayoa Sokeji.
Hope Addison Gale.
Jacob A. Brown.
Kate Donna Gaches.
Emily Ruth Bow.
Noah Samuel Gerlach, summa cum laude.
Aliana Cataluna.
Kyle Daniel Greenfield.
Maggie Chen, magna cum laude.
Brianne Renee Glenn.
Joseph E. Cisneros.
Anna Laura Hadfield, cum laude.
Sarah Jane Condit.
Elijah Clay Hall.
Cassandra Renee Dermer.
Patrick T. Halverson, summa cum laude.
Jordan Doyle.
J. Desiree Hanselman Cox, summa cum laude.
Harper Grace Drake.
John Joseph Harge.
Jose Duran.
Ty Christopher Harrington.
Jared J. Dury, cum laude.
Marcus Harris.
Katie Ann Ebling.
Brandy Denise Hartnett.
McKenna Marie Enright.
Autumn Marie Hatcher.
Emma Way Lee Ferguson, cum laude.
Marshall Scott McMillan.
Emily Rose Fish, cum laude.
Andrea Mitchell Brannock.
Bethany Frey.
Raziel Vincent Sepulveda.
Crystal Garcia Orozco.
Renee York.
Jonathan J. Gross.
Rachel Brooke Hawley.
Elizabeth Gail Harwood, cum laude.
Maya Elizabeth Birdsong.
Natalie Ann Fitzgerald.
Brock Daniel Keller.
Kylie Ann Henson.
Yvette Bonney.
Madison Joy Hildebrandt.
Seth Jennings Seipel.
Kirk Michael Rayner.
McKenna Page Herb.
Jonathan Michael Harwood.
Riley Cutler Hayes.
Ryan Jacob Jones.
Willem Scott Herman Wiedemeyer.
Quentin Michael Kimberlink.
Grant Eugene Willie.
Eric Joseph Lagier.
Garrett Elkin Hagenstaller.
Emily Lizarragra.
Alondra Ibarra.
Thomas Armand Lopez.
Sofia Gutierrez.
Eric C. Lynn.
Yadiro Abigail Rojas.
Chloe Madeline Macon.
Yasmin Tovar.
Keaton E.J. Alexander Marshman.
Ashley C. Hernandez.
Mason Lee Miles.
Tasia Chorice Kehalani Hicks.
Clara Joy Miller.
Taryn Elisa Hole.
Hannah Nicole Minus.
Sydney May Marie Higgins.
Sophia Marie Minden.
Gabriel Bruce Hill.
Olivia Grace Necochea.
Katarina A. Hakama.
Joshua William Nelson.
Grayson Joseph Houston.
Juliana Rose Nelson.
Logan Michael Horrocks.
Sky Bookfitch Northcott.
Kavika Charles Snyder Eisman.
Daniel Olivo.
Ronwan Tiriande Jones.
Francis Martin O'Toole.
Dusty Arlene Jackman.
Grace Michelle Parsons.
Anna Caroline Jackson.
Mackenzie Grace Peringer.
Joshua Austin Jones.
Kayling Funk.
Caleb Joshua Jordan.
Jake and Caleb Richardson.
Taylor Marie Wickett, summa cum laude.
Jenna Lynn Richardson.
Madison Marie Wolf.
Syringa Catherine Riley, cum laude.
Sarah May Wolcott, magna cum laude.
Samuel William Rose.
Wesley Dean Sando.
Parker Lynn Salisbury.
Megan Ray Jensen. Grace Julia Johnson.
Dakota Despain Simpson.
Madeline Gail Johnson.
Madeline Grace K. Smith.
Isaac Dirks Kamara.
Sydney Dream Speck.
Devin Karst.
Nicole Leanna Stemke.
Devin Williamson.
Kelsey Lynn Starman.
Eduardo Vargas.
Chloe Merrill Temple.
Megan Ann Kelly.
Kimberly Nicole Timmons.
Alleluia Christi Vance.
Jack Evanston Tucker.
Bridget Adele Camp.
Jacqueline Alexa Ulrich.
Marguerite Corinne Watts.
Levi Timothy Vinstra.
Caitlin Ann Hedinga.
Alejandra Vega.
Claire Therese Keogh.
Anna Rose Williams, summa cum laude.
Mary Ann Walsh.
Dalton Richard Withers.
Alexandra Lynn Ziegler.
Dominic Aquinas Zepeda, summa cum laude.
Katie Lynn King, cum laude.
Students graduating with a bachelor's degree in the College of Education, Health, and Human Sciences will be greeted by Dean Brooke Blevins. Julia Diane Bailey, summa cum laude.
Anthony James Kirby.
Sage Marie Butterfield.
Becca Cook Bottens.
Jasmine Elisa Bullock.
Mackenzie Faye Kowalczyk.
Carly Celeste Wade, summa cum laude.
Wyatt Brian Kraus.
Peyton Greer Wagner.
Lauren Hagen Kreisel.
Allison Burke.
Haley Maloney Conda.
Ashley Ann Merman.
Allison Noel LaForce, cum laude.
Madison Ann Henkelman.
Emily Caitlin Levine.
Asher Nicholas Johnson.
James Andres Lopez.
Gaitlin Condi.
Madison Mary Catherine Lowe.
Garen B. Frio.
Christine Taylor Luton.
Preston King Marispini.
Alyssa Joe Cutler.
Megan Ashley Lawley, magna cum laude.
Elizabeth A. Enns.
Dakota K. Brown.
Ava Lonnie Taylor. Sydney
Hannah Clay.
Page Ferris.
Tyler Max Leister.
Kylie Jane Pearson.
Shelby D. Nash Lurcher.
Josephine Ellen Tourville.
Brittany Lee Cook.
Kristen Zoe Wannenberg.
Alexander Andreevich Lutsenko, summa cum laude.
Rihanna M. Majak.
Diego Maldonado Quezada.
Kelly Marie Mattern.
Riley Ann Peterson.
Aiden Carolyn McEntee.
Amanda Grace Warwick.
Brianna Martin.
Aline Cortez Magana.
Mason Alexander Petersheim.
Shelby Leanne Dawkins.
Andrew Luis Hanger.
Zoe Evelyn Pentis.
Hannah Marshall.
Jason Stephen Lauritsen, summa cum laude.
Dora Alicia Martinez.
Brooke Harper Painter.
Jimena Martinez Martinez.
Wade Curtis Carpenter.
Armin Masick.
Sarah Malky.
Royce Anthony McCandless.
Malia April James.
Jack Larson McClary.
Adam Jackson Lauda.
Ashley Nicole McClure.
Samantha Dawn Fennell.
Eric George McCowan.
Mia Delaney Gerard.
Ireland Ann McGee.
Emma Jane Finley.
Madison McGuire, summa cum laude.
Danielle Grace Hudson.
Haley Brianna McKay.
Rebecca Lynn Malloy.
Samantha Faye McKeon.
Sydney Harrick.
Maida Mimicevic.
Tristan Ann Martinez.
Miley Ray Myers.
Sarah Mabel Trimberger.
Ernest Zane Mendez.
Caitlin Irene Benner, summa cum laude.
Elizabeth Lynn Meyer.
Margaret Ann Lewis.
Kelsey May Miller.
Austin James Green.
Anaya Rochelle Milanez.
Isaac Ofori.
Morgan Antoinette Miller.
Ella Sophia Verhoff.
Lucas Isaiah Moreno.
Katie E. Hamilton.
Devontae Moffett.
Brittany Janelle Young.
Tyler Floyd Morris.
Sierra Nicole May.
Catherine Sierra Mattern.
Jacob Mark Maupin.
Ricardo Antonio Murillo.
William John Mayo, summa cum laude.
Presley Sarah Murray.
Isabel Gonzalez Rodriguez.
Fletcher Steens Neal.
Rachel Stella Goldschmidt.
Tristan John Neubauer.
Joshua Stephen Guzik.
Emily Marie Nunes.
Jason Michael Hardy.
Haley O'Coppin.
Hayden Douglas Gorham, cum laude.
Hannah Christine O'Leary.
Ryan James Harren.
Sean G. Parker.
Sulin Wynn Parker.
Katie Angela Lee Paul.
Emily Ann Alan.
Edward Christopher Payne, summa cum laude.
Kayla Michelle Mayo.
Anya K.D. Payne, cum laude.
Jacob Dylan Nava.
Edward James Murillo.
Jessica Renee Henners.
Emily Priscilla Perez.
Hannah Lorraine Herr.
Rafi Perono.
Cameron R. Hewitt, summa cum laude.
Alexis Christine Pett, cum laude.
Nicholas Patrick Parkinson.
Avery Parker Pierce Garnett.
Chad Todd Parson.
Grayson Gunnar Pyrie.
Morgan Loslin Votava.
Heather Marie Platt.
Amelia Beth Byers.
Amber Elizabeth Pollard.
Riley V. Krieg.
Carter McCartan Kopitke.
Jaden Elizabeth Henry.
Angeline Marie Silva.
Ava Grace Wood.
Rachel Ann Roberts.
Champney Bell Poliam.
Sarah Nicole Radadisha.
Hannah Elizabeth Reed.
Vivek Ramesh.
Cambry Ann McCullough.
Nyla Ramirez Macias.
Emma Rose Vigil.
Karen Maricela Gonzalez Ramirez.
Caitlin Elaine Kleinkopf.
Eli Bradley Rebele.
Caitlin Ida Quinn.
Avery Grace Renault.
Kaylee Rose Carroll.
Seth Riley Olson.
Julia May Smith.
Corbin James Reichart.
Yesenia Romo.
Damian Jordan Snodgrass.
Lena Ray Kestad.
Brendan Dennis Fitzgerald.
Jason Edward Rule.
Elizabeth Reynolds.
Susana K. Santiago.
Daniel Villegas Ramirez.
Kaylee Diane Smith.
Richard Rodriguez.
Sophie Isabel Sparks.
Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Dylan Reed Tanner.
Alejandro Murillo Carrillo.
Scott Matthew Kim Werner.
Hugo Luna.
Ethan Caleb Sanseri.
Delilah Grace Sodate.
Kyle Brian Spence.
Mina Rian Sandino.
Taylor Michelle Talent.
Beatriz Santiago Martinez. Jordan Alexis Saul. Claudia Marie Selmer. Jonathan David Sexton. Sully M. Shannon. Madeline Lorraine Simmons. Lisa Skinner. Kendall Danielle Smith. Rashad Smith. Cole Michael Sunday. Philip R. Solon. Skillen Catherine Sprague. Bianca Marie Antoinette Stober, cum laude. Michael Anthony Sumner. Jennifer Brianna Swafford. Hadia Tariq. Taylor Jean Telford. Alexa Ray Tennick. Aiden Michael Toole. Nathan Christopher Tupper. Tristan E. Van Komen. Eliana Marie Walsh. Kinsey Charlotte Waite. Sydney Ann Williams.
Best one for last, right?
John Paul Webb.
May I have all the graduates please stand? You are all now graduates, so it's time to move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations. You may be seated. I'd like to invite Nick Weber, class of 2002, to address our graduates. Nick?
Good afternoon, Vandals. Founded in 1898, the University of Idaho Alumni Association is nearly as old as the institution. May I have all University of Idaho alumni in the audience and on the platform please stand. Graduates, you are joining an elite and loyal group of individuals, now numbering over 112,000 strong. They are living and working and making a difference in Idaho, nationally, and around the globe. And now you, too, are part of the University of Idaho alumni family. Speaking of making a difference in the world, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge our 2023 Alumni Hall of Fame inductees: Charlotte Hill, class of 1976 and 77, Leah Fry, class of 1979, and Randy Luton, class of 1983. Randy is here with us in our platform party today, and his daughter just graduated. Let's give him and our other U of I Hall of Famers a round of applause. Graduates, congratulations, and go Vandals.
Thank you, Nick. As we near the end of our commencement ceremony, I'd like to take a few moments to show our appreciation to the many individuals who made this possible. First, the University Wind Ensemble, led by Assistant Professor and Director of Bands, Mark Thiel. Special thanks go to our commencement readers, Kenton Bird, Alexandra Hollingshead, and Sarah Nelson. The presentation of colors was made by a color guard comprised of cadets from Idaho's Navy ROTC unit. Also, thank you to our floor and college marshals and for the leadership of Rula Awad Rafferty, lead marshal for our ceremony today. And thank you to Jeremy Falk, our announcer and voice from above. Many others worked for several months to make this event special, so my gratitude to the committees, faculty and staff who had a part in planning this ceremony. Let's give them all a final loud round of applause. Thank you. Finally, I want to acknowledge our terrific faculty. Will our faculty please stand? You provide the knowledge and mentorship to our students. You teach them, you advise them, you support our students and give them the tools they need to be successful in the workforce. You are central to our land-grant mission of teaching, discovery, and service. We commend you for your dedication to our students and to the University of Idaho. Thank you for all you do through all we've been through. You may be seated. Graduates, after the ceremony, please exit through Vandal Alley behind me and join your family and friends outside for photos. Please wait until the stage party has exited the seating area before you begin to recess. And finally, please join us in a special University of Idaho tradition, the singing of the alma mater. The words are located on page 61 in your program, so please stand.
This concludes the 128th commencement of the University of Idaho. Parents and families, please meet your students outside the dome for pictures. Thank you for attending, and go Vandals!